Hey, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So first of all, if you have complaints of the quality of the video, this is being recorded on my Pixelbook Go. I really wanted to use a laptop to make this video. This is just the way that I felt today. But in today's video, I wanted to do like a slight comparison between the Galaxy A53 by Samsung and then the Pixel 7 by Google. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm seeing, videos starting to pop up where people take like the A54 versus the Pixel 7 or some mid-range device, right? And I'm just like, okay, well, you know what? Like, I have a mid-range device and I use it basically almost all the time. And I have the Pixel 7 and I use it pretty much all the time too as well. So, my thoughts and perspectives is a little bit different than everybody else's. So, hence the fact that I'm making this video. So if you guys are enjoying this video, y'all know what to do. Smash that like button because it helps circulate this video. And if you're new to the channel and you subscribe, thank you so much for doing that. All right, so the first thing I'm going to get out the way, because some videos talk about it, and I don't think it's really like a fair comparison. Build quality of these devices is not a fair comparison. All right, this is a mid-range device that's made to be affordable and come kind of close to what a flagship would be, right? So this, in fact, they would say would be the mid-range to the Galaxy S22 series, right? So I'm not going to compare those. So we're going to throw that out the way. And the first area I want to talk about is the software. Both devices are running Android 13 and they run them pretty well. But I would be lying to you if I said that the experience with the Galaxy A53 One UI 5.1 on the Exynos 1280 chip is super fast. Like it's smoothish. I mean, there is some stutter, there is some jank here and there. It is a mid-range device, which is why, in my eyes, it's forgivable, because this is not running an 8th gen processor from Qualcomm, right? It's running an Exynos 1280. On the Pixel 7, we got the Tensor G2, which is considered a flagship chip made by Google. And it is also running Android 13, but a basically stock version of it, right? We can't really call it vanilla anymore because of the way that, the Pixel experience is. But technically, that's what Android is supposed to be. The way that you see it on the Pixel 7 is stock Android. So, when it comes down to it, obviously the Pixel 7 is going to do far better in speed and fluidity as far as navigating through applications, screens, and whatnot, transitions, and everything like that you have. Whereas on One UI 5.1 on the Galaxy A53 with Android 13 and a 1280 Exynos chip, you will get some stutter and jank, especially when you're pushing the phone hard. And what I mean by hard is like, if you're using various multiple apps and you're switching in between them or whatnot, you will start to realize that this is a mid-range at the end of the day. I mean, you can try to mask mid-range performance as best as possible. See, that dog even agrees with me. You can try as best as possible, but at the end of the day, no, it's not. It's not comparable. So on that front, the Pixel 7. The next area I want to kind of focus on is the cameras. Both of these have very, very good cameras, okay? But again, we're talking about a mid-range device in the Galaxy A53 and how it's able to process photos that it takes with the various different lenses that it has, right? It has 4 lenses on here. So you do have like different modes and methods to play around with, which kind of like puts the cameras from the A53 on a leg up above the Pixel 7. When you think about as far as like what you can do with them feature wise, right? Like slow motion shots and, regular still photo shots, ultra wide shots, telephoto shots, those types of things you can do with the Galaxy A53, which was, I think, like a $450 device. Now the Pixel 7, when it comes to the features and everything like that, it's pretty much got night sight, astrophotography, ultra wide shots, but no telephoto lens to do any telephoto shots at all whatsoever, or super zoom in shots. They kind of got rid of the, well, I don't want to say they got rid of the AR stickers, but they're not as playful with them anymore as they used to be. I don't know if you guys remember the days of like having like Marvel AR animated stickers, but like, see, like right now, there isn't an AR mode for AR stickers or anything like that they used to have. So they kind of reduced a lot of the features that the cameras would have. However, when you talk about the image, how they come out themselves, the Pixel 7 is defeating the Galaxy A53, obviously, when it comes to that part, just because of all the computational photography, the AI settings in place that kind of help the Pixel 7 capture great photos. It's been optimized for the Samsung GN1 50 megapixel camera, whereas on the Galaxy A53, it takes good shots too. Don't get me wrong. You'll notice the difference if you use both phones to take a photo of something and then you zoom in into detail. There's a lot of refined detail coming out of the Pixel 7 than on the Galaxy A53, and that's just being honest. So again, of course, the Pixel 7 is going to come on top when it comes to photo quality and image processing, but the Galaxy A53 really just kind of like takes it in that sense of like, okay, you know what, like this has some good features. So I'm just kind of really pointing that out. Battery life between these two are really awesome. I get a good amount of battery on them, so I really can't complain. And when you're talking about like the size of the devices, they're right up my alley. I like smaller phones than gigantic big bricks. So they are slightly one-handed usable to a degree. You will still do a little bit of hand shuffle if you're trying to do it one-handed, but at the end of the day, I mean, it can be achieved with both these devices. Price points, right? About $450 when this thing came out. Right now, you'll probably find it for like $200, and the Pixel 7 is about to have a big, massive price drop just because of the fact that when the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro comes out, more than likely this will start selling brand new at like $450 or even $400 or even less than that. Who knows? So when it comes down to it, of course, you know what? Like the Pixel 7 pretty much like stomps that. You know, mid-range devices, especially like high-end mid-range devices, are like, you know, tops 400, 450 in pricing. And so for a flagship like the Pixel 7 to be at launch $599, and you can find it for less than that nowadays, really kind of puts the Pixel 7 in a very good position. So when it comes to pricing, the Pixel 7 takes the cake on that. The Galaxy A53, though, its pricing is decent for what you're getting out of it. They have very similar features like water resistance and stuff like that. Of course, most devices today are equipped in being water resistant and dust resistant. The one that you can really feel comfortable using without a case is going to be the Galaxy A53 plastic body. You know, you don't start to get the nervous jitters using the Galaxy A53 knowing that it's plastic, right? With this Pixel 7, you know, your nerves may be a little bit wonky just because if you're using it without a case, glass back, and you know, it's like one of those things like when you start to like have fear, your fear becomes reality and you end up, you know, like dropping the phone and cracking it or whatever, and it's just totally bad. So you definitely want to wrap up a Pixel 7, unless if you want to use it raw dog or anything like that. I would firmly suggest a skin the Pixel 7, and in that way that you know, at least you have a better grip on it. Like the oleophobic coating on the Pixel 7 is just a pain in the butt. I really wish they would have like matte frosted the black one. What's the point of it being piano shiny piano? I remember the iPhone 7. Everyone was going after the piano black version. Audio quality on both of these things is pretty decent, but it's a smidge better on the Pixel 7 when it comes to the audio when you play videos or listen to music. The Galaxy A53 is kind of loud, but a little bit more on the squawky side. So, you know, to kind of wrap this all up, this being a mid-range versus a flagship, does the standard between the two classes hold comparing these two devices, or are the lines blurred of the features and things you get with the Galaxy A53 coming up to the Pixel 7? And, you know, to be quite honest with everybody, that answer is there is a line between the A53 and the Pixel 7. The lines are not blurred. This is not dipping into Pixel flagship territory to be on that level to stand against it wholeheartedly. It's got some good features to it, decent battery life, okay audio, and some nice customizations in it that you get for $450, which is pretty damn good. The Pixel 7 is always going to take the cake if you want that flagship experience, smooth operating system, as well as, you know, just the nice animations and snappy response, as well as the audio and even the cameras, taking photos and getting those really nice photos with the help of AI and, you know, all that it does to correct imperfections. So that's just pretty much it. While they're both great phones and I enjoy using them, and you know, really, I don't pay attention to the fact that one is a mid-range over the other. At the end of the day, if you sit down and you really use both of them and really kind of like look at the phone's behavior as you're using them side by side, you will see a significant difference. So hopefully that clears up a lot of that, because I know some people love to get into like a mid-range device and say that it's on par with the flagship, and it may be to some degree with features and everything like that, but at the end of the day, the core essence of both phones, one is a flagship and one is a mid-range, and that's where they stand.